Hull KR8 as two of the 6 teams with 14 points went head-to-head to kick off round number 11 in the Betfred Super League, a real tight game at Craven Park in round number 4 of the Super League this year, where Warrington won 22 points to 20. That day, it was about goal kicking, and yet again, Hull KR didn't convert their 2 tries. 18-12 would have been very different, wouldn't it? Incredibly so. It started outstanding for the Warrington Wolves. The left edge of the attack was purring on the night in that first period. Some wonderful interchanges between Toby King and Matty Ashton for that first try for King. King, without doubt, this has been his best performance since returning to the Warrington Wolves from the Wigan Warriors. Nobody can question that. Beautifully executed try on the left-hand side. Then, of course, it was Ashton's turn. Penalty try. And Warrington at that point, 12-0. Fewless, both kicks from the touchline, and he would make it 3 from 3 when Toby King went in for his second. Again, what on earth? Incredible dummy pass, but Tyrone May would want his time again there, wouldn't he? Not acceptable defending that on that right edge of the defence. Okay, Willie Peters will be very, very disappointed with the way his team started this off the back of 2 brilliant wins against the Wigan Warriors and St Helens. It's fair to say they were lacklustre in that first period. We have to be honest about that, but they did come back. Great try from Broadbent. Tanginoa doing what Tanginoa does, just about manages to get on the front foot, burst through the tackle, through hands it goes, Evels onto Broadbent, in they go for a score. And at that point, of course, it's half-time, it's 18 points to 4. And I thought the second half, there's no question Warrington fans would have to concede it. Hull KR were the better side in the second period. And had it been for more better goal kicking, the Lewis try, individual genius. Warrington fans will turn around and say, he dropped the ball, it went off a boot and he lost control. Do you know what? Yeah, maybe not. But the bottom line is, try given. And it was ingenuity from Mikey Lewis, who had another great game for Hull KR and just continues to show why he's such a great player. We did a great graphic in Super League Raw Weekly that has gone viral around other podcasters and other Facebook pages, showing how Mikey Lewis is comparing to Lewis Dodd and Harry Smith. He's in great form, a superb player, and he took that try as only Mikey Lewis can. Fantastic stuff from him. But like I say, he did miss both of those kicks. It's 18 points to 12 had he have kicked them. And I have to be honest, at that point, maybe Warrington had been a bit more a bit more concerned, because they were definitely on the back foot. They weren't playing as well in the second period. And like I say, at 18-12, it could have been a very different game. One of the most standout moments, though, was Ben Curry's run in the second half. I've not seen Ben Curry run like that for Warrington Wolves for many a season. We're going to debate this on the Final Whistle podcast. We're speaking to Steph Sale earlier on today. Are the Warrington players wanting respect from their new coach? Are they playing harder and tougher this year? Because let's be fair, Sam Burgess is revered in that squad. Do they want to be accepted by Sam Burgess as a quality rugby league player, as well as the factors, of course, play for the coach? Are they looking for that, for that respect? It's a really interesting question. I've not seen Ben Curry run like that for many a year. Real solid down the middle, had a tidy game, as did Geordie Crowder in the 13 role as well when he came on interchange. Warrington will just be delighted that it's another win. That's the key element at this time of the season. Just keep getting your wins going. Doesn't matter at the top of the league at this moment in time. It's too close to call at the top there, but they're staying in the grind. They look a lot better, don't they, in defence this season? I think that's a real key element that we have to say. Warrington last year had a fragility about them in defence. Not this year. They look a lot more solid. They're turning up for each other. They want to play for each other, and credit has got to go to Sam Burgess for that. It's revolutionised the club. There is a real good feel-good factor, a camaraderie between these players that we didn't see for probably the last 2 seasons. It's now there for the Warrington Wolves and for all their fans to see. There's no doubt that Hull KR were weakened with no Elliot Minchella, but I'd have to say, I thought Dean Hadley played brilliantly at loose forward for Hull KR. He had some really good moments in this game. 21 times he had his hands on the ball. He was in, he was around it. He might have only made 63 metres in that, but he really was good. And 53, easy for me to say, tackles in defence from Dean Hadley. Outstanding stuff. That Hadley is in great form. He was in our team of the week last week. Really good performances from Dean Hadley this season. One of the unsung heroes, dare we say, of Hull KR. Very good indeed. There was a lot of good performances. Right, I think the whole 3/4 line of the Warrington Wolves deserves a lot of credit. Matt Duffy, probably one of his most in and out games in this one. Quite a few errors. 4 wasn't as assured. I mean, when he had that knock on, was it stripped? Was it not? His head seemed to go, and then there was some really bad attempts of catching bombs after that. His head seemed to go. That's something he's got to work on and improve. But I think the three-quarter line of the Warrington Wolves, but Roderick Tai again, back in the side, staying in the side from last week. 16 carries, 109 metres from Roderick, 2 tackle busts, 21 tackles in D. And what I want to talk about here as well in this edition of In the Shed, it's a little bit more technical than normal, not as much fun, but I think it's a really interesting game, this one too. Really good informed sides, both up there punching. What was really interesting was Warrington did really well defensively. Like I say, second half, it was all Hull KR. Credit has got to go. Toby King put some massive shots on Hiku. Hiku has been one of the form players in the league this year, and to be fair, for pretty much all the way through this game, Toby King had Petter Hiku in his pocket. No doubt about that. Nullified him. We know Tanginoa, yes, he made that try. Of course he did, with a barnstorming run. But there was a lot of really good work done by George Williams, Roderick Tai on that side to nullify Kalepi Tanginoa. They really did get into him throughout the game. And again, credit has got to be given to those players for that. I thought they had a really, really solid game against Tanginoa. Two players there, Hiku, Tanginoa, who've been in great form, and Warrington defended like their lives depended on it. They nullified what they've been doing in previous games, and that is to their great credit. So I have to say, I think both edges of the Warrington Wolves defence very, very strong, and that perhaps was where this game was won and lost. Yes, Warrington got off to that flying start, but had those, that three-quarter line not played as well in D as they did, perhaps this could have been a different game. What's your thoughts on that, Hull KR fans? And, what did you make of your team's performance? It's been a bit up and down, hasn't it? Sensational performances against the likes of Wigan and St Helens, but of course, Catalan and Warrington, bit indifferent at times. What does that say about your team? Massive game coming up, of course, this weekend in the Challenge Cup semi-final against the Wigan Warriors. We wish you well with that. Right, let's get into the 3-2-1. Don't know where Sky are going with Josh Fewless. I really don't. There was only one man that the man of match could have been given, and it's Toby King. Toby King had his best game in a Primrose and Blue shirt since returning from the Wigan Warriors. 2 tries, made 1. Defensively, really, really strong against Petter Hiku. He carried the ball 15 times, 130 metres. He got himself 3 tackle busts as well, a clean break. He had a real solid game. A couple of nice offloads as well, 3 in the game. We know Toby likes an offload. Outstanding. For me, anybody who was in that stadium was saying the same thing. Toby King, head and shoulders. Even the corporate hospitality got it right. Incredible. That doesn't happen often, but there you go. Well done to Toby King. 3 points this week. We are going to give 2 for Fewless because goal kicking is really critical, and he really did carry the ball very, very well out of defence at some key moments in the game. I mentioned the Curry take. That was really important for Warrington. But there was a moment in that second half, probably about 15 minutes to go, where Warrington were camped on their own line and Josh Fewless took off down the right-hand side and brought them up to halfway. That was a critical moment in the game. Moments like that win games as well as his 4 kicks. So no arguments. I think Fewless had a great game, deserving of 2 points, but Toby King edged it for me. And the one point I've got to give in defeat to Mikey Lewis. Mikey Lewis in this game, on a defeated side, I mean, you got it wrong. There's other players we could have given it to. Duffy had a decent game, albeit I think his errors discount him. I've already mentioned Roderick Tai. Thought he'd play well. Matty Ashton on return, got the penalty try, made a try, 147 metres from 19. He played well as well. But I think Mikey Lewis is a really good, solid, quality player. He terrorised Warrington last night. He really, really did. He had some wonderful, wonderful moments in this game, did Mikey Lewis. 8 tackle busts in the game. He carried the ball 22 times for 124 metres. His kicking game, 16 in general play, 9 attacking kicks. Really solid. Took his try well, as only Mikey Lewis can. For me, that deserves a point. In defeat, he was clearly one of the top 3 players on the park during the night. So congratulations to Mikey Lewis. They're the 3. 3 for King, 2 for Fewless, 1 for Mikey Lewis. In the Sheds is back. The Wire go top. Long way to go yet. As we all know, leagues aren't won in April and May, Warrington Wolves fans, but you've got to be delighted with the way in which your team have been playing this season. As for KR, of course, massive game now. Can they get back to Wembley? We're going to find out in a week's time. But yeah, there you go. In the Sheds, back, open running. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll be back tomorrow with the Friday games, of course, because tonight there's some belters, including Castleford against the Saints and, of course, Lee Leopards against the Salford Red Devils. We'll see you tomorrow.